After more than 4 decades in active politics, Pranab Mukherjee is now India's next president. All that is left is the official swearing in. As we have often said, it has been a remarkable journey. A journey of a village boy in Birbhum to now the first citizen of the country. Pranab, many congratulations again.
Thank you.
We all knew that this was a foretold election. It was known even without the contest that you were going to win. But in the last 24 hours before the result was officially declared, did you have any nervous moments at all?
Not nervous as such, but always a candidate will have some sort of tension. If I deny it, it would be wrong. So what I did I just calculated, recalculated, added, because this time when I visited all the states and met all my supporters, MLAs, MPs, leaders of the political parties who extended their supports to me, I was overwhelmed by their support. So there was no question or scope that there will be any problem. But always I thought that whether the members will be able to come in time, whether there will be any mistake in casting the votes, though that this type of apprehension should not be there, because all of them are either elected MLA or elected MP. But nonetheless, in the mind of a candidate, some sort of anxiety would remain. That is, and Mr. Sangma's repeated assertion that miracle would happen, I was wondering what type of miracle can happen. I do not know.
Were you a little upset that it became a bit bitter, some of the comments that your opponent Mr. Sangma made, and he even now says there should be a code of conduct for the elections, he's not ruled out taking this verdict to court. Were you a little upset by that?
I am not at all upset, and I would not like to make any comments on what a contesting candidate said. After all, it is for the address to the electorate, and the electorate have responded. So what is the need of making my comment?
Pranab, everybody knew that you were going to win, but yet there were some surprises. Karnataka, for example, a BJP ruled state delivered an election to you. Were you surprised by some of those trends? I'm sure it heartened you, but were you surprised?
No, question is that sometimes in these type of elections, it happens. I do not know exactly what happened, what were the internal reasons or external reasons, any, if they are, I do not know. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens.
And you were glad for their support, of course?
No, I am not making any value judgment, because what I am happy that I expected my supporters to cast their votes as per their party lines, and all of them have done it. Those who have made mistake, that's a different issue. Twar is human. So individuals may make mistake, but political leaders, most of the members of the political parties who were my supporters and constituted the electoral college, they voted as per the decisions of the party leaders.
Pranab, share with us your first maybe thought or first thing you did when you knew that you had won.
No, that when trend I was noticing, I was informed from time to time that this is the progress. But I always said that even when the journalists were waiting here, I told them that yes, I will give my response, but wait till the formal announcement comes. And when the formality was announced, after some time the returning officer came to hand over the certificate to me. But when he formally announced there from the counting stations that this is the result of the outcome of the elections, then I met the media, not before that. So,
your sister predicted many years ago when you were a little child that you were going to be the next president of India, and today she's saying, see, I was right. So what is the story behind that? Share that with us.
No, that was of course not as a child. I was really a grown-up person, member of parliament. Jokingly I told her, she was with me, we were having tea in the Baranda. That house was, I think, South Avenue. on the back side there were the presidents. It was it was very near to, I think, 106 or so. It was very near to President's estate. So I was looking up, I was one day watching that the horses were well taken care of. So I said, look, it is better to be Rashtrapati's horses so that you have to do nothing but you can get all the attention. And here in Parliament, I am a member of Parliament, and here you have to, for a speech of 15 minutes or 10 minutes, whether you will get the chance or not, you do not know. Whether we will include your name in the list of speakers, you do not know, but you have to prepare for almost 2 hours. In early days, for my 15 to 20 minute speech, I had to put minimum 2.5 hours to prepare.
And your sister said one day you will be president.
Then she started laughing. And she said that why? Who knows, you may be the president one day.
So her words have come to be true, Pranab. But Pranab, talk a little bit about the role of the president, because there's been a lot of discussion in this country on a political president. You have been written about as a political president because obviously you are easily among the senior most politicians of this country. Do you believe a political president will be different in office from an apolitical president?
President's office is a political office because he is the custodian of Constitution. His job is to protect, preserve and defend the Constitution. Constitution is a document for transacting business of the Republic, both in the federal level and also at the state level. Therefore, the custodian of that instrument is a political office. But whether a political person or an apolitical person is better suited to the job, you have the history. There are some people who are not hardcore politicians, they became president, but large number of hardcore politicians became president, like Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma was president of the All India Congress Committee, union ministers. He became president of the Republic, like Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, who was state minister, minister of Assam, minister of the union government, became president. Joel Singh, who was chief minister of a state, home minister of the union government, all of them were hardcore political leaders. Therefore, this is not that for the first time I am coming. And everyone, every political party, Rajan Babu himself, president of the Constituent Assembly, first president of the Republic, was a political personnel, a general in the freedom struggle, president of the Indian National Congress for several times. I think 2 or 3 times he was elected. So therefore, I do not think that this is correct to say that for the first time a political activist is coming as the president. Political personals have come. Now, role of the president is you cannot define something which is yet to unfold. Because president is expected as per the constitutional provisions to respond to a situation keeping in view that his primary job is to protect, preserve and defend the Constitution. Keeping that objective in a view, a situation comes where his intervention is required, he does so. But it will depend on the nature of the situation as and when comes. What would be the outcome of it, that can be said as and when it happens.
Pranab, how much space is there according to you for a president to be independent of the government's opinion? We have had very famous precedents. Rajendra Babu and Jawaharlal Nehru disagreed on the Hindu Code Bill. K.R. Narayanan disagreed with the government on president's rule in Bihar. President Abdul Kalam sent back the Office of Profit Bill. Today you are making the shift, or you have already made it, Pranab, from being a very senior congressman to the President of India. Tomorrow you may have to disagree with the government of the day. Now, how much space is there for the President today to do that?
Disagreement with the government is not a thing which was not considered and which was not conceived in the Constitution. That's why in the amendment, through 42nd Amendment, it has been stated that when a proposal is sent to the President for the consideration of the government, either in the form of a bill or in any other form, President has the right to return it with his comments for the reconsideration of the Cabinet. But once the Cabinet reconsiders it, and if it alters or if it does not alter the earlier decision, then President is obliged to give his approval. Therefore, the space is clearly determined and defined. Question is that it cannot happen that though President is substantially the creation of the majority parties, who constitutes the majority number in houses, President is basically the creation of the majority party. But at the same time, in functioning, day-to-day functioning, or on sometimes there may be divergences of the view. Speaker is the nominee of the ruling party nowadays.
Yes.
But when he gives ruling, it is not necessary in the interest of the ruling party. Therefore, it depends on the situation. Not, you cannot make a prejudgment.
Pranab, what style, I think a lot of people want to know what style and imprint you will bring to the presidency, because you have a very individual style of your own. Now, why I ask this is because you've had some presidents who are very aloof, they don't talk to the media. Other presidents talk about reaching out directly to the people. Will we see you being a president who is accessible to the people of India? Will you speak your mind freely as you have always done in the public space?
So far accessibility is concerned, I think accessibility is there, and if it is required, it can also be looked into how the President can reach to the media persons or what arrangements could be made. That is not a very difficult issue. But in respect of the articulation of the President's view, because President is always to consider that as each and every action of the President will be watched carefully, that what impact is going to have on the constitutional functioning of the executive. That aspect is always have to be kept in mind.
Pranab, let me ask you as just two last questions. One is that you are known from your family, your daughter talks about it, about being frugal. It comes from your experience also as finance minister. You're very careful about how you spend money. Now, recently we have seen the President's office also become the subject of RTI activism. How much money is it okay for a president to spend? How many foreign trips should a president go on? We've seen those kind of controversies. You jokingly said that you'd even be happy living in a private apartment in Rashtrapati Bhawan. You didn't need the whole Bhavan to yourself. But are you planning to be a frugal president?
No, I always believe that wasteful expenditure should not be there. But what is wasteful or not, that I cannot give a blanket formulation. There are certain aspects of those persons who are concerned. Though President's expenditure is not voted, it is charged amount, but that does not mean that it is not subjected to scrutiny.
But you would like to bring your
subjected to scrutiny.
But you would like to bring your discipline to the President's office as well.
Anywhere, somebody should be overspending or profligate.
Now, one last question, Pranab. Your work has already begun even before you've been sworn in. Today, Shiv Sena is making appeals already on the Afzal Guru mercy petition. Mercy petitions and presidential pardons have been the source of huge controversy recently. What would you like to say, one on Afzal Guru and two on the larger concept of presidential pardons?
I cannot make any comment on it, because these are the issues which strictly come within the purview of the President's consideration, and President action is to be done on the basis of the advice which he or she gets from the Council of Ministers. Therefore, these are the matters on which nobody will hear from me any time that under what circumstances I am taking a decision. Decision may be known to the individuals, but process of decision making should remain secret.
And Pranab, it's been a series of happy endings, even with Mamata Banerjee, who now says she'll attend your swearing in. So is all forgiven and forgotten?
Always we should forgive and forget. And here is no question of forgive, because she did never say she will support me or she will not support me. What she said till the last moment, that I will announce my decision at the appropriate time before the actual poll. Every political leader is entitled to have this view. It is nothing wrong, nothing irrational.
So no hard feelings with Mamata?
No hard feeling. Secondly, I have no hard feeling to anybody. Therefore, there is no question. And when I talked to her after the election was over, and I requested her that I shall be happy if you can join, she said she had some program, but I think she is adjusting.
Well, Pranab Da, you have a busy day. Thank you so much.
Thank
and to the next President of India, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.